Hello everyone. Welcome to Machine Learning Easy Video 12. So this is the 12th video in the series of machine learning videos. So up to now, R programming is used for machine learning concepts. Only the data pre-processing steps are finished using R. So first we installed R and R Studio, later how to handle missing values, categorical features, outlier detection, and finally feature scaling and training testing split. All these tasks are already done with the R in the previous videos. If you are watching first time, go and watch those videos. The link is given below. So in this video, so we are discussing how we use Python and what is the option for using the Python for machine learning. Okay, so Python for machine learning. So if we want to use Python for machine learning, so Anaconda is the one option. So this is a good option. So Anaconda is a software provided in the internet that is freely available. I will show you how to download it and install it for our Python and for machine learning. So if we want to use Anaconda, once again, there are two options for us to do machine learning coding. First one is Spider, or you can also use Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so both are same. You can do your Python programming in Spider or in Jupyter Notebook. Both are available in Anaconda. And coming to second option, you can also use Google Collaboratory, and in short, Google Colab. So this Google Colab works with internet only. If you are having a Gmail account, you can use the Google Colab. See, the Google Colab and Jupyter environment both are same. So these type of coding can be done in the browser. Okay, so in Jupyter also the coding can be done in the browser. Google Colab also coding done in the browser. But the difference between Jupyter and Google Colab is, in the Google Colab, you must have the internet connection. Google gives you some RAM for you. For example, if your system RAM is only 4 GB, but Google Colab allocates a RAM of 12 GB for you. That is the advantage. But if you are working with a standalone system and if you want to work without any internet connection also, then go for Anaconda. So if you always having internet, then no problem, and having always internet, then go for Google Colab. So in this video, I will try to show how to install this Anaconda for machine learning. We will see Anaconda installation. So it is very simple. No need to search anything. Just in the Google, you type Anaconda Python. For example, Anaconda Python. Then you get individual edition Anaconda like this. So if you click on this, you will move on to the page. I will show you later, not a problem. And then click on the download and later Windows. These three are the steps. Now I am showing in the Google Chrome browser. So what I had already shown you, simply type Google page, open the Google page. So Anaconda Python, of course you can also type Anaconda, not a problem. Anaconda Python and enter. See, you may also move on to anaconda.com or anaconda.com products individual edition. Just click it and see here, then go down and download. If you click on download, see here Windows, Mac OS or Linux. For any operating system, you can download. And see here 64-bit and 397 MB is for 32-bit. It is 466 MB. So just click it. So it is already downloaded in the system. Then you know how to install it. Just you click next, next, next. And finally, the Anaconda software is installed in your computer. Okay. So after installation, how to open Anaconda? Okay. So simply click Anaconda Navigator. You need to go to Anaconda Navigator. Okay. So it will say it will take some time actually. It will take some 1 or 2 minutes time depending on your system performance. If you are having more RAM, then not a problem. Otherwise, it will take some time. See, this type of symbol came and it is loading everything for you. So if you want to do your machine learning programs as a standalone application, then go for Anaconda. Otherwise, Google Colab. So I will also show how to execute the programs in Google Colab in the later sessions. But for the data pre-processing, I am using only Anaconda. Okay. Okay, so click it, Anaconda. See here. So here everything is there. See here, even R Studio is also there. See, R Studio, which we already used. But see, if we want to do machine learning with R, so don't go for this R Studio. Download R Studio from the R Studio website, which is shown in the second or third video, and do it. Okay. But if we want to use Anaconda for Spider, see here, as I shown you, Spider and Jupyter. See, this is the Jupyter notebook and this is the Spider. For example, first click on Jupyter. Jupyter notebook opens in a browser. Okay. So the Jupyter notebooks always uses browser. It asks a Firefox or Google Chrome. For example, I selected Google Chrome. So it opened in Chrome. See, like this, it opened like this. So here can select what is the file you need to open. For example, these are all my Jupyter notebooks, previous Jupyter notebooks. So if we want to open that file, we will open the file. For example, the extension for this Jupyter notebook is IPYNV. For example, click it, so it is opened. That means this is already a used notebook. For example, if you want to create a new book, just file, new notebook and Python 3. Then the empty is open. So here you will type your code, your entire code for machine learning. For example, I print hi, I want to print hi message, just run. So hi is printed. So similarly, we can do all the coding here. See, if you want to print 2 more statements, any number of statements, for example, 3 times, you can select and click on run 3 times. The advantage is you can save the whole session. For example, I am doing a lot of programming. For example, 2 hours, 2 hours you are typing and going down. And later, you will save whole file as a single file. How to save this file? See, file, download as dot. Of course, here there are other options also. You can also save it as save as. If you ask save as, you can give a file name. Okay, for example, first. So you can give first like this. So its name is first. So you can also type download as .py is there. So it will be saved like this .py. Okay. So showing the folder. So say it is not downloaded. We will wait for 1 more minute. So see, show in folder. So go to downloads and I will show you. See this one, first.py. So this is a Python file. Okay. So this is the way to save your Jupyter notebook file. Okay. So for example, see here, this is the file I already opened for you. So I am showing one more file which a lot of coding is done. For example, matplotlib ex1. So just double click, it is open. So this is only one program. So I will try to show one more program. See here, for example, here this file contains so printing, reading data. So a lot of code, if condition. So all these saved as only one file. I saved this as a single file. That is the advantage of using this. See, there is also another extension. You can also save it as a Python file and you can also save it as a notebook. Okay, so for this one, first also, you can save it as a notebook. For example, download as notebook.ipynv. So then it can be downloaded like this. So this IPYNV extension is nothing but Jupyter Notebook extension. If you want to open it again in a Jupyter Notebook, you need this IPYNV. Or if you want to save it as a Python file, use .py extension. Okay, whatever it may be, the file can be saved. And the advantage is, as I shown you, for example, consider this one. See, a lot of coding is done. So this there is no similarity between the the functions and the loops, but I saved all the programs in a even drawing in the Python or plotting, how to plot. So all the concepts in a single file. That is the advantage of the Jupyter Notebook. Later, how to execute this? For example, I want to select only this part. See, just click on this box and click run. Okay, so then you will get the output. If there are errors, it shows the errors. Okay, so whatever it may be, you will get the output for that particular box. For example, consider this box and click on run. So the output. So similarly, for any type of coding, that can be machine learning coding, deep learning coding, we use Jupyter Notebook and save all our code as .ipynb or .py file. Okay, so this is Jupyter Notebook. Google Colab also works in a similar way. Okay, so how to open Google Colab, I will show you after completion of my Spider. How to use the Spider, I will show you, and later we come back. For example, that is Notebook, Jupyter Notebook. And coming to Spider, so just click on launch Spider. Spider is also a beautiful environment for doing the machine learning coding. Spider is similar to RStudio. So we already done some experiments with RStudio. Spider environment is also very much similar to RStudio. We are having 4 boxes, 4 separate boxes. See, so this is the Spider environment. Okay, so here you are having the right side on top variable explorer, and down you have console. Here left side you are having code. Here only 3 is enough. Of course you can add more number of boxes also, but here these 3 are enough for us. Okay, see what all this. For example, file, new file. So remove all this, it is not a problem. So print hi, for example. So simply just select it and press F9. So F9 is for executing a line by line code. For example, in my program, so I am having 1 line, not a problem, but I am having 10 lines or 20 lines, but I want to execute only some lines. So select those lines and press F9. That is enough. See, for example, I want to execute only 3 hi statements. So just press F9. See the output in the console, you will get output hi, hi. So if I want to execute all the statements, select and F9, or see all highs are printed, or simply select this run statement. So all the code is executed using this green button or run, whatever it may be. But if you want to select only some code, and if you want to select and execute, just select that particular line or lines and press F9. See here the output. Coming to this part above box, what is the purpose of? For example, x equal to 10 I have written. So just select and press F9. See here, the variables are created here. Variable, help, profile, code analysis, plots, all are there. And the first is variable explorer, in which your variables are visible for you. So data type is also there, size is also there, like this. So this is the variable explorer part where your all variables are visible. So if you use Spider, if you will download and load data set into your Spider environment, the data set is visible. If you divide the data set into training and testing set, those 2 parts are visible. So that's why in my initial videos I am using Spider. If I use Spider, it is very easy for you to understand machine learning. So later we may use Google Colab or Jupyter, both are in the same way. Okay, so now I will try to show the Google Colab. So if you are using Google Colab first time, not a problem. Open the Google page. Open the Google page and type Google Colab. So I am typing Google Colab. See, so colab.research.google.com open. So just click on Google Colab. So if you are using first time, it may ask your email ID, because I am already having my email. See here, I am already having my email ID. It is not asking anything. It directly open this page. If you are using Google Colab first time, then it may ask a mail ID for you. Just give the mail ID. And how to do coding? Similar to the Jupyter Notebook. Just file a new notebook. See, the appearance is same. This is similar to Google Colab only. So if you, sorry, Jupyter only. Google Colab is similar to Jupyter Notebook only. See here, the same environment. Print some hi and run it. For run here, some special button is given. Click it. So then what happened? So that particular box is executed. Okay, but it needs internet. As I told you, the Jupyter Notebook doesn't need any internet, but it needs internet. But see here, no need to need any additional RAM. The Google Collaboratory provides you a good amount of RAM for you. Okay, see here, if I move my cursor to here, it shows how much RAM. So 0.76 GB is used out of 12.72 GB. That means almost 13 GB RAM is provided for us. Disk is also Google Drive. Actually, I am having 100 GB of Google Drive with 100 rupees per month. Otherwise, we may have 15 to 16 GB of Google Drive. Every person is having Google. Every person with Google account is having 15 GB of a disk memory. Actually, that is not a problem. And one more thing, you can also use GPUs and TPUs using Google Colab. For example, if you go to runtime and click on change runtime, then it will show you what it is using. None means nothing, but it is using our simple system hardware. That means CPU. But if you select GPU, yes, can use GPU also. If you are doing deep learning project, you select GPUs, and even TPUs are also selected. But the one more thing is, the GPUs are not allocated all the times. If the GPUs are available, allocated, otherwise it shows only CPUs are allocated. Okay, so go to change runtime and select as none. See, if you are doing a small coding, no need of GPU, then just use this none option only. What does it mean? Just CPUs are enough. Where we need to use GPUs, if you are doing deep learning with a large number of iterations, then use the GPUs or TPUs option. So once again, actually all changes are saved. So similar to Jupyter Notebook, .ipynb is the extension. But here, no need to save this. This is already saved in your Google Drive. But if you want to save it, same option. See download.ipynb. That means saving it as a notebook format or download it as a Python file, .py, whatever it may be, will save it. Okay. For example, download.ipynb untitled. But you want to give the name, so give name. For example, first.ipynb. Now once again save it. Okay. So this is the way to use Google Colab. But in showing the data pre-processing experiments, I am using only Spider. Later we will use Google Colab or Jupyter Notebook environment. Okay. And coming to important packages used for machine learning. These three are the important packages used in machine learning. One is NumPy, another one is Pandas, another one is Matplotlib. So NumPy is a package used for doing scientific operations like mathematical operations actually. Okay. So how to import this NumPy? Import NumPy is enough. Of course, if you want to give a shortcut name, import NumPy as NP. Okay, what is the meaning of this as NP? We are creating an alias name. That means you called that NumPy as a NP. In the future, in the place of NumPy, you may use NP. Similarly, Pandas. So Pandas is like data sets. We are working with the data sets or data structures. For that, a package is needed that is called Pandas. Similarly, how to import Pandas as PD. Similarly, Matplotlib is for plotting. So if you want to plot your linear regression model, then you need Matplotlib. So how to import this? Matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. Pyplot is another sub package. Okay, so I will explain all these packages in the later sessions. So in this video, you learn what are the different ways to use Python for your machine learning. Of course, your normal Python idle can also be used, but if you want to do machine learning algorithms, you can use this Anaconda or Google Colab. Okay. So in the next video, we will discuss how to open the data set in the Python environment, in Anaconda Spider environment. Okay, so if you like this video, like and subscribe. And for the remaining operations of data pre-processing, continue to watch the next video. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.